Gotcha, Josh.
Hey Josh, can you hear me?
The Ithaca Bombers and the RPI Engineers set to take off in just 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Live from Higgins Stadium, I'm Devin Jarvis, joined alongside Jonathan Falco for the pre-production of this game. I'm very excited to get it going. The Bombers sitting at 11-4, while RPI sitting at 4-10. Jonathan, what did we see from the Bombers last Sunday and maybe overall in the season coming into this game?
Well, last Sunday, Devin Avery Moses with an amazing game-winning goal against Rochester, getting that 1-0 lead against them. But this season so far, Ithaca's 4-1 in the Liberty League. They'll look to make it 5-1 in their last regular season home game here at Higgins Stadium.
It was definitely a good one, and you got to appreciate the senior day of that game too. A lot of emotions for these gals who are playing their final season here for the Bombers, and specifically for Avery Moses, being a senior captain and getting that goal in her final senior day game, and this one being her home game, this one being her last regular season home game, might make it even a little bit more emotional for her. But you got to give credit there. I was talking to her yesterday in an interview, and she was really grateful for the season that she's had so far, and has her sights set on the Liberty League Championship, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But let's swing our attention over to RPI, who are also coming off a win away against St. Lawrence. They played that one on October 15th, just 5 days ago. And for what they've done this season, they're coming off what was a 5-game losing streak coming off that win.
RPI's goal here is to try and turn it around, try and get it from a 5-game losing streak to a 2-game winning streak, trying to upset Ithaca in their last home game here at Higgins Stadium. They're going to need to rely on their top players, such as Lauren McCarthy, who has 15 points on the season, 6 goals, 3 assists, looking really good. Leads RPI in goals. They're going to have to rely on her throughout this game.
Certainly, and Laura McCarthy has been really solid so far. The junior out of Morristown, New Jersey, is putting up great numbers for the Engineers, and the problem is for the RPI so far is that they really haven't found a consistent number 2. They have a couple people in that position, Nina Caprio and Abby Peterson, but other than that, Nina Caprio, and Abby Peterson, but other than that, they haven't really had that other star. What did we see so far in the season from them that makes you maybe a little bit nervous for Ithaca in this one?
Oh, well, I think it's just the amount of teamwork that they've had. You look at McCarthy, you look at Caprio, you look at Abby Pearson. Well, let's start off with Abby Pearson. She leads the team in shots on goal. Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of goals, but when you look at the threat to Ithaca's goalkeeper, you're going to have to keep an eye on her regardless. And you look at Nina Caprio, who has 3 goals, 3 assists. So she knows how to score, and she knows how to play well with her teammates. And Rhea Patel, 1 goal, 4 assists. She got 6 points. She leads RPI in assists. She's like the Chris Paul of this team, Devin.
Certainly, and you mentioned that Ithaca defense. Alex Clough coming off another phenomenal week, a couple shutouts, including that one against Rochester last Sunday. That's 2 straight Field Hockey Defensive Player of the Weeks in the Liberty League, and she's been phenomenal this season. And going back to Ithaca, let's talk about those Liberty League opportunities. They have one more game against the Liberty League opponent in Vassar coming up, and that'll be it for conference play. The playoffs start, I believe, on October 31st, just a bit over a week and a half out. So approaching, do you think with solid performances for the rest of the season, they're going to have an opportunity to make a push for those finals?
Well, definitely, especially this game matters a lot, and their game against Vassar matters a lot. Right now, Ithaca and Vassar are at the top of the Liberty League. That matchup is going to be crucial to see how well this Liberty League goes and who's going to win this finals. Like, if Ithaca can keep a momentum going, then they have a really good chance of winning this entire thing.
And they still have that sour taste in their mouth from 2 years ago. In 2021, Ithaca was able to make it to the Liberty League Championship. Unfortunately, not able to win it. So you got to fight back and see if they can make a push here. Let's also talk about your Sinus, who they play in the last game of the season away, and they're the number 25 team in the nation.
Well, yeah. Ithaca just has to perform in this game.
Certainly, yeah.
And just keep the momentum going and try and get a good win.
Absolutely, and your Sinus, obviously a very, very strong team, so it's going to be a good test as they head into those Liberty League playoffs, and it's very exciting to see. So between the players on these teams, offensive and defensively, who are you looking out for both the Engineers and the Bombers?
All right, let's start off with the Ithaca Bombers. The star of this team already, Natalie Descalzo. Like I said earlier, 19 points on the year. She has to be the X factor of this Ithaca Bombers team to try and get this win. Now for RPI, again, already. Well, actually, you know what? Let's talk about Tess Garczynski. I know she's been really cold as of late. She's given up 8 goals over these past 3 games. But if she can turn it up and RPI's offense can get going, then this game could be a lot closer than a lot of people expect.
Yeah, I'd also like to mention Juliana Valley, who's had 8 goals on the season, only 1 assist with 17 points. But if you look at the difference between her and Descalzo, she kind of has a different approach. I mean, you mentioned Chris Paul earlier. I think you can relate that to Natalie Descalzo a little bit. 11 assists on the season, just by far the most of anybody on this Ithaca squad. Second place would be Mira Burry with 2. So very strong performances there. Obviously, Mira Burry, speaking of another name, 15 points of the season, 6 goals, 2 assists, also very solid. So is there any X factor on both sides that you think are really going to be the ones making the difference?
Yeah, you talked about Juliana Valley leading the team in goals with 8. If she can get the puck into the net, then this game is just about wraps. Juliana Valley, if she can keep she keep getting the puck into the net, she keeps on shooting goals, getting Garczynski on her feet, then it will be pretty easy for the Bombers. But for the X factor for RPI, yeah, Tess Garczynski, like I said earlier, got to keep it going. Got to just say, forget these past couple of games. Let's focus on this one. Let's try and get this win. Let's try and stand on top of her head, and she can get a lot of saves. See if RPI can get this win.
I'm going to look on the RPI side to Abby Peterson, who's got 4 goals on the season. That's second place on the team. And for an Ithaca squad who's just been rolling opponents defensively. I mean, if you look at their last couple games, no goals allowed, 1 goal allowed, only 1 goal, no goals. So you keep on going here, and they've just been really, really strong, especially with Alex Clough in goal. So you need somebody who's going to get goals on the board. I'm not going to be surprised to see Lauren McCarthy maybe get a point or 2 for the Engineers, but it's Abby Peterson who I think is going to make the difference. And then on the other side, I think if Ithaca just plays their regular game, they're going to be in a great position to win this one. Juliana Valley, as you mentioned, really, really crucial to this team. I think Mira Burry and Descalzo, but I want to see some more from Avery Moses. 4 goals on the season, that's 3rd on the team, and I think she has a good shot of making her some more impact in her final senior year regular season game.
Yeah, I feel like she's kind of trying to point toward this storybook ending with scoring the game-winning goal against Rochester in her on that senior night. That's incredible. And now she's looking to get to that Liberty League title. She wants to play hot. I think she's one of another key components that if they get hot, if she gets hot, then this Ithaca Bombers team is very scary.
Any component of the game that you think Ithaca might be able to find some most success in, whether it be the corners or if they can create good possessions when they are in that O zone generally?
Yeah, it's definitely possession time. The more you have the puck, the more opportunities you get to score. You have to try and outsmart RPI. You have to be a couple steps ahead of RPI in order to win this game. And you just got to keep it going. You got to keep the momentum on your side. You have to continue to fight for the rest of this game. I know it's long, but Ithaca's already been through it. Ithaca's been in overtime games these past 4 of 7 games. So they know how to go to distance. They know how to get wins in overtime, and I think they can definitely go to distance. They have the cardiovascular endurance, as we've seen in these past few games.
And speaking of overtime, the history between these two teams have been filled with it. 5 of their 6 matches in their history have resulted in overtime results. Ithaca winning the last 3, most recently last year on October 8th. That one was a 2-1 win in overtime. But the rivalry between these two goes back all the way to 2001, where, of course, they lost that first one. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go, but with the big history of that overtime, maybe it's a hint of what we're going to see today.
Yeah, I think if both teams can it's gonna be a really close matchup with RPI and Ithaca. But it's all about the endurance. It's about keeping the games close all throughout. Throughout their entire history, as we were talking about, there has not been a single game that has finished over 2 goals between these two. It's always been one-score games. It's always been close between these two, between the Bombers and the Engineers. So it's going to be interesting how this one ends.
And finally, before we head out, let's make some game predictions on who we think are going to win, and maybe some good performers.
I think Ithaca wins 2-1, just like last game. I think we're gonna. I think Natalie Descalzo again. I'm really high on her. I think she's going to be great this game. I think she'll definitely get a goal tonight.
I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for the Bombers. I think it's going to be goals from Avery Moses and Mira Burry. It's going to be a good one, though. Exciting to see the final matchup at home for the Ithaca Bombers in this regular season. We want to thank you all for listening to the pre-production for this broadcast today here at Higgins Stadium. I'm Devin Jarvis, joined alongside Jonathan Falco, and we'll be back for the game call in just a moment.
Welcome, folks, to Higgins Stadium here for the VIC special presentation of Ithaca College Field Hockey. I'm Anthony Labonte. I'm here with Matt Giavoni. Matt, how are you doing today?
Doing absolutely great, hoping that we get a good game, hoping that the rain that looks inevitable isn't going to be too consequential to each team's performance.
Coming into today, Ithaca College has a 4-1 record in the Liberty League. Meanwhile, their opponents, RPI, are 1-4. What do you think will be an interesting dynamic in this game so far?
Well, I really look to what this game means for Ithaca. Of course, they're looking forward to Vassar, who is going to be their main competition to take the Liberty League. What I really look for, though, is Ithaca just needs a win today to solidify its spot in the Liberty League tournament. And while they're looking ahead to that game against Vassar, they want to be the best in the Liberty League. If they win this and they get that spot in the Liberty League tournament, they will be feeling pretty good about themselves.
So no surprise here, Clough is going to be the opening goalie for Ithaca. She has a .9 goal average for the season. Do you think that's going to help them a lot going forward?
No, absolutely. I think Clough has had an amazing season so far. Letting up less than a goal per game, obviously something that you want in your goalkeeper. and RPI hasn't exactly had the best offense so far this season, so I think Clough is going to have a pretty good day statistically.
And for RPI, we have Garchinsky in the goal. She averages about 2.4 goals a game. Do you think Ithaca's going to start lighting up this board?
It's going to be a big test for Garchinsky today. Something I will give her. Her save percentage is .765 on the season compared to Clough's .778. So the save percentages are pretty close. I think she's going to be under fire, though, from this high-powered Ithaca offense.
So the center pass is from Lauren McCarthy, who sends it down and gets intercepted by Ithaca. Ithaca's back defense will take this, and now it is grabbed by number 10. That is Emma Garver. And she will send it down the side, and it will go out for a side in. So for RPI, number 19, Molly Atkins will be the one to give the side in. And she sends that one over. It'll be grabbed by number 12. That's Sophie Clancy. Clancy gets that one taken away and knocked out by Ithaca once again.
And that was just a sloppy pass early on. RPI, if they want any chance in making this competitive and even winning this one, stealing it from Ithaca, they're going to need to pass a little better. They can't let Ithaca intercept on defense because that's going to create quick offense, and Ithaca's quick offense has been lethal this season.
So Atkinson sends it back, and it's going to be played on the far side of the field here until it is intercepted by Ithaca. That's number 9. That's Kylie Sullivan, who steals that one away. Sullivan sends it up, and it is going to be a squabble for the ball, and they're going to say it's a foul on RPI. Ball hit the girl in the shoe.
Yeah, and that's just, again, those turnovers are going to be crucial for Ithaca. They're able to create so much based off of these free hits and being able to set up and create momentum in offense.
All right, so 13:30 left here in the first quarter, and Ithaca's playing at about the midway point, and they're going to try and send it past the center line, but it will go out for another side-in by RPI. That's Atkinson sending it in once again. She tries to lift it over. It'll get played by number 5 of Ithaca. That's Sarah DeVito, and it will go back to RPI, who sends it back over to Ithaca once again.
Defensively so far, Ithaca's looked really solid. The only issue for them is they're trying to play that right side of their offensive zone, and it's gone out of bounds almost every time so far.
So Natalie Tacalso tried to get that one back over past the center line, but it will go out. Another side in for Atkinson and this RPI team. So they play the ball up, and it is that is close to being a dangerous play. She got it right to it before it went past the waistline, but Ithaca gets the ball back.
Yeah, now you're really just looking to create some sort of offense for either side. Ithaca and RPI kind of at a gridlock, but RPI is getting it down into their offense now.
And number 20 for RPI, Julia Thomas, falls down on the field, but there is no call. The ball will go out off Ithaca. It will be a side-in for number 25, the captain, Abby Peterson of RPI. Now, that is Emily Dubard, who gets the ball and will send it out to the far side over to number 5, that's Rhea Patel. Patel is in the corner trying to work this one, and it will be knocked out, and they are going to give a corner to RPI.
Rhea Patel, the first-year midfielder, has been very good in creating opportunities so far this season, and she's trying to get another one going here.
So 11:35 left here in the first quarter, and they're squabbling by that back line. It will go out of bounds off RPI. It will be a side in. Actually, no, they're going to call a foul. They're going to call a free hit for Ithaca.
And that's what they need to take advantage of. Their second one so far, and they do what they've done a couple times already, just try to play the sideline too much and hit it out of bounds. They have to avoid that.
So Patel will send this one back, and it will be played at the center line between the two teams until it gets knocked out off Ithaca. It will be RPI's side in once again. They are playing a lot of action in this Ithaca side so far. Now, of trying to hit that one down the field, it will go past the line, and it will be Ithaca's ball, Ithaca's possession here for the side in. Now a little bit of action facing on the far side, It will go up over to an Ithaca player. Patel tries to get a little swing at the ball, but they will call her for the foul on that one.
And that's a good defensive stand there in the midfield from RPI being able to stop an Ithaca offensive attack. Again, these teams have gone to overtime 5 of their 6 historic meetings so far, so we can expect this type of gridlock and a low-scoring game here.
So on the outside there will be you. Actually, no, they're going to switch it over to Patel to bring the side in. She sends that one to the far side, trying to hit number 12. That's Sophie Clancy for RPI, but gets intercepted by Miss Emma Garver. And she's going to send that one down and try and pass it over, but it will go too far. Garchinsky doesn't even have to make a play. It'll go past her.
That was great anticipation there from Garver, being able to read the eyes of Rhea Patel and intercept that pass before it had any chance of reaching an RPI player. And off the fast break, Ithaca gets their first real opportunity of the day. That just goes wide.
So Sullivan will get the ball back after a little bit of play between the two, but the RPI player gets knocked down, so they'll give possession advantage back towards RPI. It will be number 17 bring that one in. That's Dubard. Now Dubard passes it out to Patel. Patel tries to swing it over and gets intercepted by Ithaca. Ithaca trying to work towards the center here and get a little bit further. Sends that one back to the defender of Ithaca. And now number 18 for Ithaca. That's Berry will take it. Sends that one over into the middle of the field. Trying to play the stick down, but Garchinsky blocks the shot by the Ithacan player. It will go out, and the advantage will go to RPI.
And that was a great offensive try there from Ithaca. What they did there was Natalie Descalso, a player that's become kind of this season their go-to to set up the offense, was open, and they kind of faked the pass to her. Instead, shooting that one, almost got their first goal of the game.
Abby Harrington almost had a mistake there, but gets that one pass and sends it up to Patel. Patel has it then intercepted by the Ithacan player. And now Ithaca's going to play in the center field before the ball gets kicked by Patel, and the advantage will go to Ithaca here with 8 minutes left in the first quarter. So Ithaca sends that one over, trying to get to their player, but it gets intercepted by number 17, that's Dubard. Dubard sends that one up, and that one gets intercepted by Goodman of Ithaca. Ithaca tries to get a swing at it, will miss it, and Patel will get the ball back after a foul. And Patel sends that one out. It's going to be another side-in for Ithaca. So we've seen a lot of side-ins. We've seen a lot of fouls here. Not a lot of shots, though.
Yeah, absolutely. We've only seen a couple of real opportunities for Ithaca. RPI had it down in their offensive zone, but didn't get anything substantial in terms of a shot on goal. It's really just been gridlocked in the midfield with occasional offensive possessions every once in a while.
So Garver will take this one up with 7 minutes left here in the first quarter. They're going to play in the middle of the field. That's Goodman that sends it back to Garver, and they're passing it back and forth until it reaches Burry, who loses the ball, will get taken by RPI, and RPI is just trying to regather their troops here for the next course of action. Sends it back to the defender, who will switch in between the two and try to bring that one up towards their attackers. Now it goes back as Ithaca gives a lot of attack towards the players, and it'll get intercepted by Ithaca in that far side. The two are squabbling for it in the corner there, but it will be knocked out by RPI. The side-in will go to Ithaca, and they're going to play that on the far corner. We'll play this inside before it gets taken away by the RPI player. And there's a whistle blown, and the ball will go to Ithaca on that one for a penalty, free hit.
It looks like we're going to see our first corner opportunity here. We will, and this is a big opportunity for Ithaca to get something going on offense. Again, we've seen a lot of gridlock. They've had a couple of good shot opportunities, but we've seen mostly gridlock so far in this opening quarter, a bit of a feeling out process. Now Ithaca has a real chance to get up.
So the free corner for Ithaca will begin. They have the 4 players in the back of the net for RPI. They bring that one in, trying to get a little bit of an advantage there, but The ball will go out, and it will go to RPI here with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Now RPI is going to play a little bit more conservative as they try to set the ball down. Ithaca doesn't seem to be attacking as much right now, maybe just trying to gain a little bit more energy back. And so the ball goes up, and there is an Ithacan player just right on top of it before they try to pass it deep, and it goes directly to the RPI player. Ooh, what a great play by Garver. She knocks the ball out, and it gets squabbled by a few Ithaca and RPI players until Ithaca comes back up with it.
How good has Garver been so far? She's made a couple of really nice plays to get Ithaca set up with some genuine opportunities here.
And so trying to get that ball back into the shot zone, Descalso knocks that one out, and it will go back to RPI. Now here we are, RPI trying to send that one up. It gets taken away by Garver. Garver going to take that one up. Excuse me, actually, that was Fortunato, Nicole Fortunato for Ithaca. That one goes out. And so they'll play it at the 26-yard line for the team. And the pass goes up towards the Ithacan player. Trying to send that one up. It looked like it hit off the Ithacan player. Actually, no, they're going to say it hit off RPI. So Ithaca will get it back for another penalty corner.
And again, another big opportunity for Ithaca to try something. Last time they went to Natalie Descalso. Not a bad move. She does lead the team in assists with 11. And she tried to pass it to one of her open teammates, just went a little too hard on the pass. We'll see if they try a similar strategy here.
So they send the pass out of the shot circle, try and get it forward. They're going to play it a little bit inside. The puck goes up. Oh, it's close to going through, but it hits off someone's stick and will go out. Missed opportunity for Ithaca there with 4:30 left here in the first quarter.
That was a beautiful shot there, but I think an even better save, I believe it was the goalie Garchinski who was able to get either her stick or maybe her gloved hand up there in order to send that one away from the goal. A beautiful shot, but an even better save.
Fortunato gets the ball and tries to send it up to Garver, but Garver will not grab that one. There'll be a little bit of a squabble there, and they're going to call another foul inside the shooting circle, so we'll get another corner. That was Goodman who looked like was picking up the ball after the foul there.
And this is what RPI really needed to be careful of here. Too many corners, and your goalkeeper, your defense, it's going to get worn down. You can't afford to have this many penalty corners, especially 3 within the last maybe minute of play. It's going to wear this team down a lot.
So the pass to outside the circle will be grabbed by, I want to say that's Garver on the far side there, and it's going to be played in between. Ball's hit up, and it's going to go right into the goal. Goal Ithaca, right past Garchinski's stick, and Ithaca will score that one to make it 1-0.
Beautiful play there, and if you get 3 penalty corners like Ithaca just did, one of them's going to go in eventually. They had a beautiful shot on their second one that was deflected. That time, they're able to get it up towards the top end of the net.
So with 3:51 left here in the first quarter, the center pass by RPI will be what's going forward after that goal by Ithaca. We're seeing some people in the fans putting up their umbrellas. We know we expected rain today, so might begin to come. But Ithaca playing hard on defense, trying to get that one pass. That's intercepted by Peyton Yonner. Yonner tries to pass it up, and that will get taken away. And now Ithaca's playing on this side of the field. And we are just confirming that the person who got the goal in that one was Juliana Volley for Ithaca. So great play for her. That's her 9th goal in the season. She leads the team. She already led the team with 8. So let's see how she does for the rest of this one.
Yeah, that's a great goal from Valley there, and it not only puts her even further in the lead for goals on the season, but it ties her with Natalie Descalso for total points on the season, as goals are a little bit more valuable than those assists in the points category. So Juliana Valley proving to be a very important part of this team, continuing from an already strong season and getting their first goal there.
Ainsley Grant on the far side tries to get that ball back for Ithaca, but there will be a foul called, and it will go back to RPI, who tries to send it up, and it gets taken away by the Bombers. Bombers playing it at center here, trying to work something around, and they're going to send that one back up towards the midfielder. And that is going to be a little bit of a squabble between the two teams. That was Goodman that's trying to get that one going. And so the pass down that side there, and it's intercepted by Nina Caprio for RPI, who's trying to send it up down the field, but will get that one taken away by the Bombers. So the Engineers keep getting the ball taken away as soon as they're grabbing it. Now play down the side. Patel sends that over to another Engineer, but she'll get a foul called on her. I think the ball hit her, so it will be Ithaca's advantage. Now the send down there to Garver. Garver will send this one up for the Bombers. Getting towards midfield before player tries to get in. And that right there is Tecalso trying to grab it. Hits off her stick, and an Engineer grabs that one. Now the two are facing each other. Ooh, there was a little bit of hitting with the ball against the foot, so I think they're going to call that one against the Engineers. Bombers get that one back here with 1:20 left in the first quarter. Engineers and Bombers, and there's a little hitting of the sticks. They'll call that one advantage for Ithaca. Sends it inside the shooting circle, and they're going to... Ooh, I think they're going to call a foul against... Actually, it's difficult to tell who. I think they're calling it against the goalie. Yeah, they're going to call it against the goalie. We're going to get another corner.
That was just a whole offensive drive being driven there from Ithaca by RPI fouls. They just continued to foul. Ithaca continued to take their free hits and move it down the field, eventually get it within the shooting circle, another foul, and now they're going to get another penalty corner. This is definitely what you don't want to see on RPI's defense.
So 1:06 left here in the first quarter, and Ithaca's going to get this one. Last time there was the penalty corner, we had a goal by volley. Let's see if they can recreate that one here. So getting ready to pass in. I think she's waiting for the signal by the referee. Yep, waiting for the signal, gets the whistle blown. We'll start this one. Pass over to number 17 of Ithaca, and they'll send that one in. It'll go through for Ithaca. Second goal of the quarter, second goal in the past 2 minutes. Ithaca goes up 2-0 over the Engineers.
And this is, again, coming into a game like this against an opponent like this with the history they have, you had to think there was a chance it was close, but on paper, Ithaca was the stronger team coming into this one, and that Madeline Goodman goal that Emma Garver goal just signifies what Ithaca's been able to do so well this season. Their offense has been great. They've played clean, and that's their second penalty corner goal of the game.
So her first goal of the season comes here with 58 seconds left in the first quarter. The center pass will be by the Engineers, looking to make something happen in this last minute. Now, pass over, and it'll get taken away. Oh, that's amazing by Grant. Grant takes that one for Ithaca, and it's grabbed by Tecalso, who gets it stripped away by Sophia Clancy of the Engineers. And there's going to be a foul, and Ithaca will get this one back, and will send it back towards the defenders, maybe just trying to play a little bit of keep away in this last 30 seconds here. Now, pass over to the midfield, trying to get that over to Garver. Garver is going to send this one up the line, as she's done so many times here today. And there's going to be a hit, and it's going to be played in between the Engineers defender. Descalso and Atkins battling on that side there for the play. Excuse me, that was Johnson of the Engineers trying to get that one. With 3 seconds left here in the first quarter, sending that one down, it'll go out, and that will be the end of the quarter as the Ithaca Bombers lead this one 2-0 over the RPI Engineers. Welcome back, folks, to the field hockey game here, where it is 2-0 Ithaca Bombers over the RPI Engineers. We want to make a quick correction of the first goal of the game. It was actually by Julianne Vadney, getting her first goal of her career after missing last season due to injury.
Yeah, and that's a great goal from her. That's exactly what you want to see from somebody coming off the bench in this one. And with only one shot registered on the season, that's a huge great score for Ithaca, where you want to see your seniors succeed again after that injury. Julian Baddy, great goal, and exactly what Ithaca wanted to see in this one.
So the center pass is by RPI, and they'll send it over the far side, and it'll go out of bounds off of Patel, and it'll be a side-in for Ithaca. They send it in, and it's going to be intercepted by RPI. The Engineers bring that one up. That's Patel, and Patel gets intercepted by the Ithacan player. Now playing in that deep corner, there's a little bit of a struggle between the two sides, and they're going to blow it against Vadney, and it's going to be advantage for the Engineers. She lifted the ball a little bit with people way too close to her. Now they'll send that one up, trying to get into the shooting circle. It'll be taken by Ithaca, and it'll be sent out by the Ithacan. Actually, I'm going to say is sent out by the RPI player to keep it advantage Ithaca.
That's a big defensive stop there. Again, Ithaca hasn't been too challenged so far by the RPI offense, so to get a stop like that and to try to get some momentum back, even though it did just go out there.
And so the ball is sent outside of the lines, and it'll be Clancy retrieving that one back for number 25 of RPI. That's Peterson. Now Peterson sends that one up. It's going to get taken away by the Ithacan player. Ithaca sends that one up, bounces off of the stick of Grant, and will go directly to the Engineers. There's a foul called. It'll be taken by Peterson for the Engineers here with 13:15 left in the second quarter. Now sends that one back. Garchinski watching over it, make sure it doesn't get past her. Now it shoots that one down. Ithaca goes down to grab that one, and they will get it within the halfway mark of the Engineers side of play, excuse me. So, send that one out. It will be a side-in Engineers right off of the Ithacan stick. Now, send that one up here. And so, that will be played high. It will be grabbed by Patel. Patel sends that one back to the defender of the Engineers. Now the Bombers grab that one at center field. That is grabbed by I believe that's 19. That's Brady Sullivan. Now Sullivan sends that one out. It's going to be grabbed back again by number 9. That's Sullivan. That's the other Sullivan on the team, Kylie Sullivan, who sends that one over. It gets played off, and it will be a foul and advantage for Ithaca. Now Sullivan sends that one back to her teammate, trying to send that one up the field. Grant is not there in time. It will be grabbed by RPI. They will send this one back in with 11:55 left here in the half.
And this is what we've seen from Ithaca the whole game, the interceptions, the being able to turn RPI clears into Ithaca offense.
And there we are on the far side. That's number 30 of Ithaca, that's Schoenfield trying to play, and there's going to be a little bit of interference between Garchinski and the Ithacan player. And so they're going to call it against RPI, and so Ithaca will get the penalty corner here. One of those things that helped them very much in the first quarter to get those 2 points on the board.
Yeah, 2 goals so far for Ithaca, and both of them have come on these penalty corners. They've been very good with them so far. Had a little bit of issues to start, went 0 for 2 for their first 2, then went 2 for 2 for their second 2, so they're shooting 2 for 4 on these penalty corners, looking to make it 3 for 5 here.
The pass up. Pass Grant, going to go over to number 17, and it will be played in between Ithaca and the goalie, and there will be a foul called on Ithaca. It will be advantage RPI. They were getting Shaw was getting real close for Ithaca to get that one into the net. There's a play in between the two, almost an attempted tackle by Grant, so it will be out. It will be a foul against Ithaca. It will be advantage Engineers.
And this is where RPI needs to do better than they've done so far. They haven't been able to clear when they have opportunities to clear. Ithaca's been intercepting it all day, and there's another one.
So Atkinson sends it to you. You sends it to Patel, gets intercepted, and will be knocked out the back of the line. We'll go back to... Actually, they're going to give advantage to Ithaca here after what transpired. So Ithaca will play it towards the midfield between the two, and it will be passed back. There is a very much strong attack by the Engineers players right now. That's being played by number 20. That's Julie Thomas of the Engineers trying to get that one back, but Ithaca brings it up towards Engineers' side of the field, and it will be knocked out by number 12. That's Clancy, and so Clancy sends that one out. It will be a side in for Ithaca. The Bombers send that one to 9. That's Sullivan, Kylie Sullivan. Sullivan sends that one. It's a struggle between Grant and the RPI player. And they'll call third-party obstruction there against Ithaca. So 9:45 left in the half. RPI gets the advantage. They're going to send this one down toward midfield. They have Thomas back there trying to get it, and it'll be stopped by Fortunato. Fortunato playing it on the side, but it'll get taken away by McCarthy of the Engineers. Lauren McCarthy taking that one, trying to get into the shooting circle, but having a load of Ithacan defenders against her. They'll call a foul on Ithaca. It will be advantage RPI. McCarthy playing it in, hits it off the stick, and they'll call a back tackle against RPI after getting taken away by the Ithacan defense.
That's the biggest issue so far for RPI today, is they are being out-fouled, or I guess you could say they are fouling way more than Ithaca has, and it's not even close. It's a wide margin. They're giving Ithaca a lot of second-chance opportunities when they don't necessarily earn it by play, but rather they get lucky with the RPI foul trouble. RPI needs to clean it up if they want a chance to get back in this one.
So sending it down the field, RPI knocks it out, and it'll be a side-in for Ithaca. That's being played by Burry. Burry sends that one over to Descalso. Descalso sends it over to Vadney, who hits it out the back, and it will go back to Engineers here with 8:26 left in the quarter. So Engineers play it at the top of the circle. Send that one up. Descalso tried to get it, raised her stick high, knocked off the Engineers player Clancy, and will be Ithacan ball. I think they're going to say that it was dangerous play against RPI for how high it was hit up. So playing in between, a little poke out by the Engineers. Engineers send that one back down, but it gets stolen by Ithaca. Descalso tries to send it over in the circle, but it will be knocked out by Atkinson.
And that's, again, RPI continues to have issues. You cannot, on defense, force it out of the back line like that. You're going to get yourself another penalty corner. And as we've seen so far today, the penalty corners haven't gone great for RPI so far. They're going to have to try to defend another one here.
So a little under 8 minutes left here in the half, and Ithaca will get that penalty corner. Lined up at the top of the circle, getting ready to send this one in after the whistle. Sends that one over to the backside, and will go right on in. Playing it up, shoots it. Garchinsky sends that one back out, and it'll be a struggle for the ball between number 17 of RPI, that's Dubard, and number 1 of Ithaca, that's Descalso. So Dubard and Descalso battle for it. It'll get knocked off of Descalso, and it'll be advantage for RPI.
And they're really looking to get something going, get a clear going. We did see a few minutes ago, I believe it was Rhea Patel and Mira Kiernan for RPI, who were able to get a little bit of offensive pressure going, and Ithaca's defense felt that pressure. What RPI needs to do is continue to put that pressure on Ithaca's defense, because they haven't really been challenged yet, and you don't know how they're going to react.
And so the play is being brought in by Ithaca after blown whistle, but it will be played off against, and RPI tries to bring that one up, and they'll call it a tackle, and it'll be advantage for RPI, but it doesn't help when you get it taken away by Ithaca on the pass in. That's taken by Descalso. Descalso sending this one up towards the midline there for Ithaca. Tries to shoot it off, knocks off a few people's sticks. RPI gets that one afterwards and will just shoot it out the side for a side in, with Garver sending this one back in. Gardner, tried to send it up, very close to an injury on Descalso. Nails off her forearm. Dangerous play will go to RPI.
Yeah, and obviously there's nothing intentional with that, but good thing Descalso didn't get injured on that one because it went pretty fast right at
Playing
her.
inside the circle, and they'll go out the side. Sorry to cut you off, but we almost had a goal there. And so here with 5:50 left in the half, it is advantage for RPI, and we can see the rain coming down now. The field's going to start getting a little bit slick for both teams.
Yeah, and you're going to see, just like in any sport where rain begins to fall, there's going to be more penalties, more unforced fouls, more errors by both teams. So it's going to be a little bit of a sloppier game. Perhaps that will work in RPI's favor, as Ithaca's been pretty flawless so far.
They're going to say that RPI stepped out of the sideline, and so it will be Ithaca advantage here. And they'll blow another whistle. I think they're going to say that there was contact by the Ithacan player, their stick against the other Engineers player. And so they're taking it up, and now they're on Ithaca's side. Bring that one closer to the shooting circle, but they will get it taken away by Ithaca. Ithaca trying to send this one around. Garver sends it over, and it gets knocked out off of the Engineer here with 4:45 left in the half. Garver sends this one up over to Grant. Grant trying to get that one towards Descalso, but it will knock out on number 21. That's Samuelson of RPI. And so Garver tries to send that one back up to Descalso on the side end, but it will go right back out and be played in by the RPI players. And they'll send a lift trying to get that one in, but it will go just directly out. And so we're just getting back and forth side ends here by both teams.
Yeah, both trying to play that sideline. They finally get it back to the midfield now.
All right, and so Patel's got that one trying to weave around, but can't get to it, and they'll say that there's a foul on Ithaca. It will be advantage for RPI. Caprio sends that one back. It'll go up to Miss Peterson of RPI. Peterson gets it back after a blown whistle. They're sending it back and forth. Battle between Grant and Dubard. Dubard sends that one back to her defense, who gets it taken away by the Ithacan player. They're playing it back at midfield, but Ithaca's working hard and aggressive against the Engineers. They get this one. They send it past the midline of Ithaca's field, trying to get this into this shooting circle. RPI's getting real close to the area, but Ithaca's just playing outstanding defense right now. Now getting inside the circle, that's number 12, Clancy of RPI. And Ithaca gets that one back and will just send it out of bounds with 3 minutes left in the half.
This is one of our first looks we're really getting at this Ithaca defense. They have held up just about as good as they have all season so far. RPI is going to have a struggle if they want to get their offense going or continue to have it going.
So a battle between the two teams, and they will hit the ball up and it will knock into Descalso. She didn't look hard, but that's something that RPI can't be doing if they're trying to score here. They send that one back up, and it will go out, and it will be brought in by Peterson. Peterson tries to send that into the circle. Gets taken away by Garver of Ithaca. Garver trying to get this one in. Slings that one down the field. It will go out at about the midway point, and it will go back to RPI's team for the side in. And now trying to send this one down that left sideline, but will stay on the sideline and go out, and Garver will bring the side in right at about the 26-yard line. Now brought back up, playing into RPI territory. RPI gets that one back with their defense. trying to bring that one back up. Garver will take it as it goes out of bounds here. 1:45 left, playing at about midfield. Sends it over to the Bomber. Now Garver trying to get it. It gets poked out by the RPI attacker. And so they keep giving it back to Garver, trying to get the offense going through her. But the battle between the RPI defense and Ithaca is getting big, and now Schoenfield gets it back. Schoenfield sends it over. It'll get played by Descalso. Descalso tries to shoot it, and it'll get knocked off the stick of an Engineer, and will go out the back of an Engineer's player, and it will be another penalty corner here with 1:12 left in the half.
And that's that type of offense we just saw there from Ithaca, that they weren't finding success. They continued to get it to Emma Garver, who continued to try to set stuff up, and every time it went out of bounds, eventually she does set something up, and now you see why Ithaca kept trying to go to that quick, fast break offense, which they've been very good with the whole season. And Descalso had a good look there, just quickly defended for RPI.
Having a little bit of an issue with the ball here as they finally get one they're going to send in. It's going to be played on the far left hash. And so the pass right on out and back in. Garver grabbed that one. She's going to send that one over. It's going to be played between two sides. And they're going to call a foul on Ithaca, an advantage for the Engineers. So they get out of that tight jam there with the penalty corner, trying to send it up the field. But Ithaca's just right on top of them to get the ball back here with 45 seconds left in the half. So playing keep away now, trying to send that one over. You could see the water just bursting off the turf as she tried to hit that over to Garver. And so it goes out on RPI, it goes out on Caprillo, and it will be Garver's ball. Garver sends that one up, trying to hit Descalso. Descalso gets it taken away. Ooh, Moses was trying to steal it away, and she hits the RPI player with her stick. It will stay RPI's ball advantage. Here, 10 seconds left in the half. RPI is trying to get something done. You can't be playing with 5 seconds and running it back in. 3, 2, 1. Ithaca grabs the ball back and will end this half here up 2-0 against the RPI Engineers. We'll be back after the halftime show here at Higgins Stadium.
Yeah, I'm here, Josh. What's up? Josh, I'm here. Josh. Okay, sounds good.
Edition of the Ithaca Field Hockey Halftime Show alongside Devin Jarvis. I'm Jonathan Falco. Devin, what has been Ithaca's strong point in this first half?
That's a good question, Jonathan. I think you can really pin it down to the time of possession. In that first quarter, in the majority of the second quarter as well, Ithaca just didn't seem to have the ball leave their own zone, getting constant shots off. They have 6 on the game so far, and it was really what made the difference. When you're talking about what you need to do to succeed this game is to get those offensive opportunities, and they did just that. Obviously scoring 2 on the game so far, goals from Emma Garver and Julianne Vadney. So you really like to see what they've done so far, and it's just getting maintaining possession. That's exactly what they did. I will say toward the end of the second quarter, it seemed to balance out a little bit where you saw the Engineers getting some more offensive opportunities, but they still don't have a shot on the game. I mean, if you're trying to make it competitive, like we talked about earlier in the pregame show, that's not what you need to have happen.
Yeah, it's been very easy for the Ithaca defense. They've been keeping the pressure on against RPI, which has been one of the keys to this game. As I said in the pregame show, these two new girls that haven't scored a goal this year, catching RPI by surprise, as you said, Emma Garver with a goal, Juliana Vadney with a goal, completely shocking RPI. They're looking for the stars of Ithaca. They're looking to try and find those stars, try and cover those stars. But here's the thing. Ithaca has more. They're like cockroaches at how many superstars they have. When one's not stepping up, they have two more. So now Ithaca's getting momentum from these newer girls. But what's really been surprising me is that Ithaca has had 6 corner opportunities in this first half. And they've scored on both of those, on 2 of those corners, and that's been the focal point of this offense, Devin.
Yeah, no, it really has, and right now, RPI just hasn't been able to find any rhythm. And if you look at what's going to need to win this game, it's going to be getting some shots off, like they haven't done this game, and unfortunately, with the current weather conditions, that doesn't seem like it's going to be an opportunity. Right now, it is downpouring here on Higgins Stadium, and Jonathan, I don't know about you, but when you play any sport, like football, if you score 20 points in the first half, it's 20-0, and then you go into the second half, it's downpouring. It's not going to be easy for that team to come back, and I think it's the same thing here. I mean, 59 degrees right now, rain for the next hour, so I don't expect it being that high scoring or competitive of a second half.
Right, well, this is the second half, and this game, as Yogi Berra once said, it ain't over till it's over. So now how, if any chance at all, how does RPI try and get some momentum back in the second half?
It's got to be something magical. I mean, it really doesn't seem likely because the combination of both how well Ithaca has been playing and the current conditions. So, I mean, it's just got to be getting shots off, having sustained possessions, getting some corner opportunities, and it's not something you can just say pinpoint down to a strategy because it's just maintaining possessions, reducing the unforced errors, and once again, I really don't think there's going to be any possibility for RPI to come back into this game, but we'll see.
Yeah, I like I said earlier, it's been really easy for Ithaca's defense. But I think RPI, like Ithaca did in this first half to RPI needs to catch Ithaca by surprise, and that's doing whatever it takes, getting shots on net. And like you said, they haven't had any shots, so they're gonna need to get something on the net in order to keep the Ithaca's defense standing on top of their heads.
Certainly, I mean, Ithaca is just going to play the waiting game here. Park the bus, as you hear about in soccer. They can just hold possession, pass it between each other, and run out the final 30 minutes of this game because, I mean, that's all that's necessary. They have the lead 2-0 comfortable at that, and with it raining, it just all makes sense. It's not any – don't be surprised to see Ithaca taking it very slow. Obviously, RPI is going to be a bit more aggressive than you might expect them to have been in the first half, but it just doesn't seem likely. Ithaca's in a very, very good position to just play this one with the waiting game and eventually win this one 2-0.
Yeah, I think Ithaca, they can play a bit more relaxed. Of course, it's still RPI. You got to keep your head on a swivel, but they're in the advantage right now. Like you said, the rain is certainly going to affect the way this game goes with both RPI and Ithaca. I'm not sure if we're going to get another goal between either Ithaca or RPI. So with that being said, that means Ithaca wins. If RPI can't get anything on the net, and they're gonna unless they get some sort of surprise change of game plan, then Ithaca's gonna win this game. Simple as
Certainly,
that.
completely agree. And you've seen so far have been assists from Catherine Papa as well as Sarah DeVito. Great performances from them so far. Obviously, passing it around to the teammates and getting those when you can. DeVito and Vadney, both coming off the bench, have 3 points combined. But generally, yeah, Ithaca's very, very solid to just coast this one out.
Yeah, certainly. But as the second half is almost ready to begin, well, actually, let me ask you this. Who's been your MVP for Ithaca in this first half?
I'm going to have to give it to Emma Garver here. She's got 2 shots, 1 shot on goal, and of course 1 goal. It's hard to really pin it down to one person looking just at the scorebook here, but I'm going to have to give it to her. She's a starter here for the Bombers, and on their last home game, she's put up a very solid performance so far.
Yeah, I agree. I have to agree with you on Emma Garver here. Big props to Julian Vadney, but both of them have, and like I said, catching Ithaca, catching RPI by surprise. I think if they can continue to do that, this game's over.
Certainly. Any predictions for this second half? I think it's going to stay 2-0. What about you?
Yeah, I don't think anything changes. It's just going to be going back and forth with the ball. Nothing changes. All right, so that's the end of our halftime show. We're going to send it back to the game. The third quarter is ready to begin. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you at the post-game show.
Hey, Josh.
Welcome back to Higgins Stadium, where we are already underway in the second half of this field hockey game. The Ithaca Bombers up against the RPI Engineers. My name is Matthew Giavoni, joined here by Anthony Labonte. And the first half was all Ithaca. Not really any opportunities for RPI as they try to get something started here, but that just goes out the side. A problem both teams had the entire first half.
Yeah, no, one of the things that I would say to watch out for both of these teams so far is, especially for RPI, are they going to have those penalty corners? Because that's how Ithaca scored their 2 points already. They got to limit those.
And here's RPI's first opportunity already of the half, coming with a pass to Lauren McCarthy, who had maybe an opportunity there, but it just goes wide. Tried to take the shot perhaps a little early, and it's going to go back out. RPI with another opportunity now, but it's intercepted by Ithaca, something we've become accustomed to. It is raining quite heavily out there now, so we should expect to see a bit more of a sloppy half than we did in that first half.
Yeah, no, in the first half, those 2 goals kind of came in succession, but when the rain started in the second quarter, the scoring stopped. We got a lot less, we got a lot more play in between the midfield, so I expect that to be continuation into this half.
Yeah, if I wasn't inside right now, I would also be miserable. I imagine most of these girls don't want to play in rainy conditions like this, so it's going to be interesting to see how both teams adapt and react as RPI looks for the side in here, trying to get something going. Immediately intercepted by Ithaca, though. Opportunity here, and good defense from RPI, as Ithaca's not going to be able to get anything going there. That was a good opening opportunity for the whole team there. A bunch of sort of open opportunities, but RPI, great defense, getting back in front of that goal.
RPI kicked the ball away. I think that honestly saved them from getting points scored on them, because right there Ithaca had a wide open look for the goal, but the ref blew it dead because of the kick by the Engineer player.
Ithaca is going to get their first penalty corner of the second half. Both of their goals in the first half came on penalty corners. This is Brenna Schoenfeld, who's going to send it back out to the edge of that scoring circle, and it is nothing doing there. Natalie Descalso has it now, trying to set up something, and RPI is able to, for the moment, take it away. In by Schoenfeld, and now it's going to be another penalty corner here for Ithaca after the crossing attempt from Brenna Schoenfeld.
Schoenfeld's done a really good job today trying to just get that ball into the attacker's hands, because once you can get something like that working, then you can shoot it in and score. Especially on the penalty corner, she's just sending it down the middle. Of course, it has to go outside before they can take the shot. So the ability that they're using to get that one back in will work very well for the rest of this game if they keep continuing.
Schoenfeld sends it out. That one's going to Emma Garver, who takes the shot, and it is blocked there. Good block there by the goalie, Tess Garchinsky. Saw a couple good things from her in the first half, but still with the 2 goals given up, Ithaca has that advantage. And as they mentioned on the halftime show, it's going to be tough for RPI to come back in these rainy conditions.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect much scoring in the second half. I mean, there is always the chance, any given game that someone can come back. But based on these conditions, the ball is just going to come off the stick improper, and we may see a little bit of an issue of shooting from both sides.
And that was Madeline Goodman there, setting up a potential scoring opportunity for Ithaca. Nothing doing, but they are going to get another penalty corner. Their third now in just under the first 3 minutes of the second half. 12:03 left to play in this third quarter. And that is going to be Brenna Schoenfeld yet again who's going to start this one.
We can see the water piling up on the sides here. When it starts piling up like that, you can actually see the raindrops hitting the water. You know it's going to be a lot of rain incoming. So seeing how it may pile up on the field is going to be important.
Schoenfeld sends that one out, and that's going to be shot in goal. Ithaca, their first of this half.
Just beautiful there. It was almost as if she found the direct spot where no one was going to cover, because there was 3 people in the area. No one was able to get to that ball, and it just hit right in the back of the net.
And that was a perfect play there from Ithaca. Exactly what you want to see. Brenna Schoenfeld able to send it out, an immediate shot taken. And again, like you said, nobody in the area as Ithaca gets their third goal on the game. And that one, we will wait for official confirmation.
Oh, they're going to call no goal on that one.
An interesting call there. And that was a late no goal call. So late that both teams were almost ready to set up for the center off yet again. However, a no-goal call there. Perhaps a saving grace for RPI. Do they change the tides now?
I think there might have been a foul on when they began to shot it. Maybe when they were passing it in, it hit off one of the players' legs before they shot it, and that's why they may have called the no goal on that one. But honestly, that was a beautiful play by Ithaca, even if it wasn't any points put on the board.
And you diagnosed it perfectly there. A crazy play for Ithaca, beautiful play for Ithaca, and a late no goal there from the officials. So something went wrong, and if you're an RPI fan, went right, but still 2-0 as with 11:33 left to play in this third quarter, Ithaca looks to get something going here on offense.
Goodman had that one right on the side here after a side in after it being knocked out from the no goal, and she just is kind of playing it around in almost an umbrella pattern, trying to get it back to the team inside of the shooting circle.
And that was Descalso trying to bring it back in, playing a little dangerously on the baseline, tried to get it into Brenna Schoenfeld. It goes out, but it went out off of an RPI defender, so it's going to be yet another penalty corner. Their fourth now. It hasn't even been 4 full minutes yet. 11:16 left on the clock in this third quarter. Brenna Schoenfeld now is going to come out. Last time they were successful, barring that, minus that penalty, which wiped the goal off the board. Do they try to go back to the same thing? Schoenfeld sends it out. That one is going to be passed to Garver. Garver tries to take a shot. It goes directly into an RPI defender's stick. And it looks like we're going to get another penalty corner here.
You could tell based on the conditions that the field is in right now that Garver was playing her stick a lot deeper to try and shoot that one out, thus causing not as much power getting put into it and more kicking up the turfing, just trying to get any movement on that ball.
And Schoenfeld, yet again, is going to send this one out in her 5th penalty corner now on this quarter. Schoenfeld sends that one out, and it is sent in for Ithaca. A little scrum in the middle. Now Schoenfeld has a chance. Scrum right in front of the goal. Schoenfeld gets it in, or at least that's what Ithaca is signaling here after a scrum with the defense. And it looks like Schoenfeld does have that one for now their first goal of the second half.
No conversation between the referees happening right now, so that means that it is a good goal for Schoenfeld. That was honestly beautiful. They had the little pile up there, and you didn't know if it was. There honestly could have been a foul called in between that. It looked like it may have hit off someone's leg, but Ithaca caught a break there. They got the ball out. They shot it in the goal, and Schoenfeld gets their first goal of the day.
They call that Juliana Valley as well. Maybe an assist, or it might have gone off of her stick as well. It did appear that Schoenfeld was the main contributor there, though. We will update if need be, as the rain is pouring heavy now. It was pouring heavy before, now it's really pouring heavy, as we can hear it indoors bouncing off the roof here. That is Rhea Patel, who gets intercepted immediately. There's Schoenfeld again, trying to get it down, trying to create some offense. Gets it to Juliana Valley, who sends it back up. Ithaca looking to get something going here, and that's just going to go out past the baseline.
Sarah DeVito was trying to get that one inside to maybe make a little bit of a play on it, but it just went kind of out the back, and so now it will be advantage for RPI.
And just some clarification, I was correct. Schoenfeld did get the third goal. The assist was Juliana Valley. That's what I heard the PA announcer say. And a good interception there from Rhea Patel, trying to get something going for RPI. Immediately sent back to Ithaca, though. That is Sarah DeVito starting some offense now. Gets it to Juliana Valley, who's playing the baseline, but RPI seemingly will at least attempt to clear this one. No, they don't, as Sarah DeVito gets it back. Ithaca trying to get something going. Brenna Schoenfeld took it in, didn't hear the whistle there, but the play was blown dead. RPI now will start trying to get some offense going.
It's interesting. We haven't seen any cards given today. I would expect it, at least some of these plays so far, especially the ones that are a little bit more dangerous, to have at least a green card called. But so far, I guess they've been playing a little bit more clean than we expected.
Yeah, absolutely. The fouls have been very apparent so far in this game. However, cards have not been able, or have not had to be given so far, which is a positive, obviously. If everybody's playing safe, you'll take it. But no cards so far, as RPI sends it all the way forward on offense, trying to get something going. Ithaca trying to get their defense to stop it in some way. RPI looking to start yet again on that far side of the field, and Ithaca's just not giving them any opportunities to really get anything going here on offense.
Descalso looked like the one who was just kind of battling in between them and the Engineers, getting that one back, and it just seemed like a bunch of side-ins, because they would send it in, Descalso would hit it back out.
That was Natalie Descalso, whose pressure caused RPI to send it out on the side. Ithaca gets the side in, and an interception there after an RPI turnover, and then RPI gets another turnover, but now it's going to go back to Ithaca. So just another gridlock, something we saw through the first 4 or 5 minutes of that first quarter. We haven't seen much of it since. It's been pretty much Ithaca dominated since that very beginning. This is Nicole Fortunato, who gets it to Sarah DeVito, who tried to set up Avery Moses, who was looking wide open, but it, thankfully for RPI, gets stopped by Ann Young. Ithaca now, that is Eliza Bellaro who gets things going to start. Eliza Bellaro, Sarah DeVito, both in the game now, looking to help this Ithaca offense pad their lead. It's taken to the far side of the field. Opportunity there, but good defense by RPI.
Ithaca just hit that one a little bit too high, trying to get the possession back, and so it hits off the player, and they're going to give the advantage back to RPI. Ithaca's got to keep the ball down on the ground. Now, you can lift it occasionally, but if you keep hitting it into the other players, you're just never going to have any possession of it.
7 minutes left to play in this third quarter. Rhea Patel will send this one in on the side in. A big contributor to their offense, somebody that RPI obviously wants to get involved if they're going to have a chance to get back into this one. But they are forced to send it back towards that defense. There's Rhea Patel now trying to send it up the side. She does that fairly well, but it just teeters a little bit out. She was looking to get it up the field a little bit more. Ithaca, however, will start this from Reese Abrahamson.
Patel's only a freshman, and it feels like she's been here for 3 years with the amount of skill that she has. She only got her first goal a few weeks ago against Rochester, so honestly, she's going to be a very prominent character going forward in the RPI system.
Yeah, absolutely. This RPI team 4-10, but they have a couple of young role players such as Rhea Patel who they're hoping can get their future record back up to what we've seen them be able to do in the past, especially being competitive with an Ithaca field hockey team, which has a great history. Rhea Patel will take that one in off the sideline there, looking to set up some offense, but she doesn't get anything going. Ithaca will take it back the other way.
No, I think they're calling penalty corner here.
And I believe you're right. That is the first penalty corner for RPI, if I'm not mistaken, this whole game. A chance. Ithaca's been so successful with their penalty corners. A chance for RPI to get on the board here.
I'd say maybe watch Caprio or Patel over the middle. I think they're going to be one of the ones who are going to be the one to look at to shoot this one in, or maybe set up a play and get someone else to put the ball in the back of the net.
I would say that is fairly accurate. Rhea Patel and Nina Caprio have been great so far, and that one is sent back, well defended by Ithaca, and they're going to take it back the other way now.
I think they were looking for Kiernan of RPI there to send that one back in, but just great defense by Ithaca. There was something that you wouldn't expect considering they've only had one penalty corner today.
And Myra Kieran's had a good game. They've gotten her involved a lot on offense. Granted, RPI hasn't had a ton of offense, but they've gotten her involved a lot, trying to get her involved again there. Ithaca now taking it down the right side of the field. Schoenfeld looking for the pass, but it's going to be Descalso who takes it up, crosses it in, and that looks like it was well defended by the goalie, Garchinski. Descalso had an opportunity to cross it.
DeVito may have been the one who was about to put that one in because she was wide open on that left side, and if she had that ball, that would have directly hit the back of the net.
Yeah, that was a good setup. 4:40 left to play here in this third quarter. That was a good setup by Ithaca. They had Schoenfeld open, but kind of used that again as a fake. We've seen them do that a couple times, and Descalso tried to cross it in to Sarah DeVito, who was open there. The pass was a little off, but RPI gets it all the way back down the field now. Intercepted by Ithaca, looking to flip field possession. They're going to send it in via the side in here, and that one is just sent long up to Schoenfeld, but RPI is going to start it now. RPI with an offensive opportunity that goes out the back line.
So they called a high stick on Ithaca, which then allowed RPI to try and put that one in, but at that point, it was a little bit too far off. Ithaca had a chance to recuperate their defense and just play against them, making sure no goal gets scored.
And that's intercepted by Ithaca there. Natalie Descalso looking to take it back up. And it's sent to the midfield. RPI and Ithaca both battling over who gets possession here. RPI takes it, looking to get some offense going. Ithaca's not going to make it easy, though, as they continue to try to intercept this on defense. Their defensive turnovers have just been great, what's leading them to how much possession they've had so far today. However, RPI will keep possession on this one.
They called it a potential tackle there against RPI, but honestly, it looked like she just kind of slipped based on the field conditions here. You don't want those penalties accumulating with just 3 minutes left in this quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Time is going to become a factor for RPI. The weather condition has been a factor for both teams, as we've really seen, minus the one goal Ithaca scored this quarter, we've really seen the scoring slow down since the 2 goals Ithaca scored early in that, or relatively early in that first quarter. RPI now with an opportunity to try to get some more offense going here. They're just going to send it back to Ann Young, the defender, to try to set something up. She gets it to Rhea Patel, who is going to... Nope, this is going to be Ann Young yet again who's going to get it started.
Sullivan made an amazing job there. She put her stick down, trying to make sure that Patel couldn't just send it down the field. Was a little bit disappointed that it hurt her hand on that one, so maybe she's not fully 100%, but it was an excellent defensive play.
And Sullivan tries to send it back now, and that gets sent back to Juliana Valley, who gets it to Schoenfeld, but Schoenfeld isn't able to handle it as RPI now fighting for it in the midfield. Ithaca's going to retain possession, though, and that's up to Descalso, who has a chance to get something going here. Descalso is going to peel back, and it's going to be an RPI possession now. 141. Oh, sorry.
They looked like they had a chance for a break there, but it's just the little bits of fouling that can just hurt the whole team's offense if done in the wrong situation.
Now only 127 left to play here, and that is Natalie Descalso looking to get something set up. Does she have a cross available as Natalie Descalso gets it crossed, and it's shot but barely misses a little bit wide right.
There looks to be an elbow by an RPI player, but I don't think the refs called it. It may have been a little bit of selling on Ithaca's side.
That was Juliana Valley who took the shot, and just a little, it was a good shot, good attempt. If you get it in front of the goal like that, obviously you're going to take it. Just a little wide right, but almost another goal for Ithaca. 52 seconds left and counting in this quarter.
That was a bit too high of a lift by RPI. Ithaca just had to use their high stick to bring it back down. But just a little bit of back and forth amongst the two teams in this last minute.
Ithaca now with another opportunity trying to get something going on offense, and they're going to call the penalty in the scorer's circle. That's going to be a penalty corner with 35 seconds left in this quarter. Ithaca has a chance to notch another one. A 4-0 lead going into the fourth quarter would almost certainly spell a victory for Ithaca.
You know, it feels like every time we're talking about Ithaca offense, it's just penalty corner, penalty corner, penalty corner, and then they just keep scoring. I mean, if it's working for you, keep it going, but RPI's got to figure out when it is to not foul or knock it out the back.
Brenna Schoenfeld is going to take this one yet again, and there's an arsenal of weapons she can get this to. Juliana Valley's been great, Emma Garver's been great, Natalie Descalso has been great. Those are just three that look to be close to her potentially, as Schoenfeld sends that one out. That's going to be sent over to Descalso, who puts it in, and that's going to be a goal. Natalie Descalso.
That looks like it banged off the stick of Schoenfeld. They may credit it to her.
And I think you're exactly right there. It is going to be. So Natalie Descalso with the shot. Schoenfeld's stick was in there, so it's going to be most likely a Natalie Descalso assist for a Brenna Schoenfeld goal. A very good play for Ithaca there, though. Both of them, you almost think both of them should deserve equal credit on that one, as it was a beautiful shot from Natalie Descalso, but we will see Brenna Schoenfeld get the goal in the stat books after this one, as RPI looking to make a last-ditch offensive attempt with 14 and counting in this quarter. However, the possession is going to go back over to Ithaca, who are just going to take their time. 6 seconds left and counting, and they'll play a little keep away to bleed this quarter out, as Ithaca will go into the fourth with a 4-0 lead. We'll be back for the final quarter of play in this one after a short break.
Yeah, I'm here. 150 left in break.
a good effort, but haven't really been able to get anything substantial going. Do you think there's a chance they get back into this one?
I mean, we can say all we want about the weather. We can say that it's raining. It's not the best beneficial for either team. But Schoenfeld put 2 goals up in that last quarter. She's doubled her goal count for the season. She hasn't been making this. She's making this look easy. So RPI's got to figure out what they're doing if they want to get back into this one.
Absolutely, and we've talked so much about the weather. With a 4-0 lead, we might begin to see some bench players come in who don't get a ton of playing time for both teams, as this one looks to be not completely out of hand yet for RPI, but Ithaca is well on their way to a win so far as we enter the 4th quarter here. However, RPI trying to get something going on offense here. It's going to be a quick start for them, as RPI looking to get something going. Possession's going to go back to Ithaca. Ithaca now sending this one down. That's going to be started by Emma Garver. Passes it all the way to the right side of the field. Natalie Descalso has possession but isn't able to retain it, as RPI continuing to challenge them. However, Ithaca gets it back. Natalie Descalso again looking to set up one of her many teammates. She now has 12 assists on the season, with that last one to Brenna Schoenfeld. Natalie Descalso, a great season for her so far, and really just exemplifies what this team's been able to do today with her performance today.
Yeah, she's been leading this team the whole season. Those 20 points throughout the year have very much been helpful in getting this team over the hump that is trying to make it in the Liberty League. Now, today has just been an example of why Ithaca is at the top of the league, why they have such a great record at 11-4. If they can keep this steamboat rolling for their next 2 games against Vassar and number 18 ranked Uranus College, they are going to be a top force going into the playoff.
We just saw Rhea Patel run a nice 40 time there. She brought it all the way down the field basically by herself. However, Ithaca's defense was able to match her pace and not really give up anything to RPI's offense. Now they will look to continue. This is going to be Nicole Fortunato who's going to get things started. She just passes it back. Ithaca's defense will handle this one for a little bit and give the offense some time to set a play up, as that is Juliana Valley trying to get it to Natalie Descalso. Doesn't go. RPI now looking to get some offense going.
Fortunato's been a name that we haven't said much today, but she has been very impactful for this Ithaca team, just getting the ball back into the offense's hands, just to bring it up the field and maybe score some points on the board.
Ithaca will retain possession here. They'll get their free hit to start this one. There's Fortunato looking to set something up. She has Sarah DeVito. She passes it past her. No, that is Sarah DeVito, excuse me. She passed it past Eliza Bellaro. And then it almost goes into the stick of Avery Moses. However, she isn't able to retain that one.
She just hooked her on that one, the RPI player. Of course, you're going to get the call on that. The stick was basically at the legs of Moses.
There's Fortunato out there with the bright neon headband. Very easy to spot her in this one as she tries to pass it back. Pass goes a little errant, and now it's going to be RPI possession. They're going to try to get something going quickly here with a quick pass in. Intercepted, of course, by Ithaca. They've done that so well all day with 11:18 left to play in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, no, RPI, the second they get these side-ins onto the field of play, it seems like they're getting it taken away immediately by Ithaca. It's not even just the initial one. It's you pass it, they poke it out, they bring it back, and they get into the other side to get a little bit quicker of a play.
And Ithaca is going to continue to play a little keep away. I think that's what their 4th quarter offense is called, is keep away. I'd imagine some sort of name like that for what their strategy is, which is don't let RPI touch it and you win. As RPI looks to get some offense going here, this is going to be sent up by Sophie Clancy, but immediately Ithaca stops that one. No, that was Emily Dubert, excuse me.
For Ithaca, this is going to be a good opportunity for their team. They've been playing a lot of overtime games recently, with 4 of their last 7 being overtime games. As long as if they don't drastically let up a lot of goals in this last quarter, they get a little bit more break than they may have expected going into today.
Yeah, Ithaca's 11-4 on this season. I think really one of the only things that's keeping them just barely outside of that top 25 in all of Division 3 is the fact that they've played so many overtime games, but they have also won so many overtime games. And a couple more wins like this, especially with 2 really good games coming up at the end of their schedule, Ithaca's going to finish this season, I think, with a good chance of breaking that top 25. As they look for the side in here, that one is sent far. Schoenfeld maybe was the target there, but RPI is going to take possession, and that is a pass offline in the direction of Rhea Patel. So now it's going to be Eliza Bolaro trying to get things started for Ithaca here. She's going to take that one in, send it to the middle of the field, and now Ithaca looking for some offense. Sarah DeVito tried to send it in front of the goal, but a little tipped off her stick, and it's going to be back in the possession of RPI.
It could have been the conditions of the field. It could have been a lot of things, but she just completely whiffed on that shot. She had the opportunity to maybe just even get a stop and maybe get a penalty corner, but just completely missed the ball, missed the opportunity. You can't be doing that come later in the season.
Absolutely, and Sarah DeVito has looked solid today. She's looked, she's looked really good today, and that is a low point of an otherwise good performance from her, as this team looks to round out any weaknesses, getting closer and closer to the Liberty League playoffs. Again, assuming Ithaca holds on to this 4-0 lead with 8:22 left to play in the fourth quarter, they will secure their spot in the Liberty League tournament no matter what happens for the rest of the season. So there's going to be celebration no matter what after this one, even though on paper it looked like they should have won coming into it. And again, you never say never. RPI could definitely come back in this one, but with 8 minutes left to play, Ithaca is looking strong.
Yeah, no, they're looking real strong. We've had a little bit of squabble here where there was a tackle by the Ithacan player. You don't want that to be happening, because if you get into late games where it actually matters, like a 1 point difference, then you need that kind of thing. But right now, it's just kind of they're putting in some people, trying to get them some more reps as they get ready for that playoff.
Descalso has it in the middle of the scorer's circle, and that one is sent offline. Almost a chance to set somebody up there, but it goes out. RPI, who's been a little better in this fourth quarter with clearing, is going to have another clearing attempt here, and they're going to get this one started yet again with Ann Young, somebody they've been confident with to start their clearing attempts. It is intercepted, however, by Ithaca. That was Juliana Valley with the interception. Ithaca now looking to get something going here on offense into the scorer's circle. And it is going to be started yet again by Ithaca, sent to the right side of the scorer's circle, trying to get something, an open look, and that is sent out. RPI has possession now, taking it back the other way.
You were talking about clearing. Being good at clearing is kind of a double-edged sword, because it means that you are able to stop from the defense letting up anything big, but it also means that you're letting them into your own possession. You can't be letting that happen if you're RPI. If you want to keep in this game or any game you're facing, you shouldn't have to clear this many times that they're doing so today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great point. You don't want to ever see yourself clear that many times. Not only Descalso passes that one in to Brenna Schoenfeld. Brenna Schoenfeld's going to have a chance to set something up here. She's going to put it to the middle, and that is good defense there from the goalie Garchinsky, who was able to tap that one offline. Ithaca still with decent possession here, but RPI has officially been able to clear it to the midfield.
We looked so close to having to throw our hats in there for the hat trick for Schoenfeld. That was extremely close. She had the opportunity. It's just the defense played a little bit better for RPI, poking it away, clearing it out, and getting back onto the midfield.
Absolutely. That one's sent in by Fortunato. Schoenfeld's foot is very much still on the gas here. She wants to kick a man while he's down, basically, and pour on the scoring here to not only pad her own statistics, but also give Ithaca an even larger lead with 5:35 left to play in this one. again, with so many overtime games, Ithaca really just wants to score, flex that offense a little bit, show that they are one of the strongest teams and one of the teams to beat in the Liberty League. RPI with a little bit of possession here, taking it past the midfield. However, it's going to be retained by Ithaca, sent in off of that far right sideline.
Speaking of being like the biggest team in Liberty League right now, Vassar's taking on Union. So based on how that's going, Union's 3-2, Vassar's 4-1, just like the Bombers. Depending on how that's going, they may determine whether or not Ithaca has that top spot if they're getting number 2, especially with next week going against Vassar.
Lots of things to play for here as Ithaca's going to try to set up some more offense. That is Descalso, who sets something up, and it's off the stick. That one almost dribbled in off of the stick in the middle of the scoring circle there. However, it goes out. That is Sarah DeVito trying to set something up now here. That's Juliana Valley, who has an opportunity, sends it to the middle, and nobody home. Juliana Valley with another opportunity, just isn't able to get it to one of her teammates. As Ithaca, the play will stop here for just a second.
I want to correct you. That was Bolero that was getting that play inside. She's been doing really well today, just making those plays. Her and DeVito are two parts that are just working real well to get the attackers and the shooters getting ready to put it in the back of the net.
And another opportunity there. Ithaca almost scores yet again. That one goes wide left, and possession's gonna go back to RPI now. Under 4 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter. Ithaca's still up 4-0. And there's an interception there, looking to get something going, and that is almost from Avery Moses. Gets the interception, decides to take the long shot, goes a little wide left. That would have been the most impressive goal of the whole day. She did that all herself and came about, I don't want to assume, but I would say less than half a foot away from that one. That was really close.
Moses, oh boy. The captain really getting that one, was about to send this one to 5-0. Honestly, I'm surprised that she missed it by just so little, because typically when you're that far out, it's either going in or it's going well out. So being able to get that in there is amazing by the team.
Schoenfeld looks to get this one back. Ithaca's going to retain possession here, looking to get something going on offense. And RPI takes that one away. But well defended there, or I guess offense and defense, Ithaca combining there to try to not let them clear. That one is taken away by Goodman and sent back in. So Ithaca's offense still alive, still has an opportunity here. Bolero looking to find Juliana Valley yet again, isn't able to. And now 2:35 left to play in this fourth quarter. RPI will take possession yet again.
I mean, it's 2:30 left in the game. You know, it's raining and all that. But I really want to see how RPI can come back from this just with the last 2 minutes and play even their hearts out just to see what the ending result will be.
And that was Catherine Papa who got it in, and Schoenfeld took it, almost had another opportunity there. But it results in, I've lost track at this point. This has to be almost double digits, if not already double digits, for penalty corners for Ithaca. 2:13 left to play in this one.
We've gotten to 13 now.
It is double digits. That's when RPI is talking after the game about why they lost this one. That number is going to be in bold on their coach's notes. 13 penalty corners. You can't win a game with that type of stat, as Schoenfeld sends it in. That one's to Emma Garver, who passes it in with a shot from Natalie Descalso, but that one isn't good. 2 minutes and counting in this one, as Ithaca still up 4-0.
I want to correct you. That was number 14.
So
that
13 before that, now 14.
It's 14-1. There has been one penalty corner for RPI and 14 for Ithaca. If you're RPI, you got to increase that next time and lower the amount of opportunities you're giving the other team.
Another opportunity almost there for Ithaca. Natalie Descalso did a little water slide on the turf because the water is rising, and she was trying to save that one. Schoenfeld intercepts it. There's going to be an opportunity here. Descalso has it now, looking to set somebody up in the middle. Descalso passes it in. Ithaca opportunity, and that is going to be well saved there by Garchinski, but also going to result in penalty corner number 15.
Another stat line that's been popped up that I think is also important is the amount of shots on goal. We've had 0 shots on goal by RPI today, while Ithaca has 14. So the amount of times and it's going to be 15, so the amount of times that they have penalty corners, they're shooting it at the goal. So I think this is going to be a very teachable moment for RPI going forward.
Absolutely. Schoenfeld sends that one in. There's Garver to Descalso. Descalso tried to get it into Schoenfeld. It isn't able to be there, and that is going to be RPI possession with a minute left in this fourth quarter and counting. RPI would need quite literally a miracle to come back in this one now, so it's just going to be trying to get some offense going. That is intercepted immediately by Ithaca. Schoenfeld had a chance, and Descalso almost had a wide-open shot there. Great save from Garchinski to give the RPI defense some time to get back in there and at least make this difficult. Descalso almost had a free goal there at the end of this one. As Ithaca offense continuing 30 seconds now and counting. Ithaca's still got their foot on the gas, even though this one is all but over. Now they'll play some keep away. Here is the end game for Ithaca. Just don't let RPI take possession here. They're going to send it back in. That is Bellaro, who looked for a pass, 10 seconds and counting now. Ithaca sends it back in. That is Catherine Papa who had it. Now possession goes back to RPI, and with 1 second left, the game is over officially. Ithaca with a great win today. That offense exploded. The defense looked very well. The conditions kind of mirrored what we saw from RPI in terms of their performance. It hasn't been their day. Lots of things to work on. Those penalty corners.